Have you ever looked at someone you loved, really loved, and felt that shift? That moment when their eyes no longer see you the same, when their touch feels colder, their words become shorter, and you know, deep down, they're already gone, even if their body's still in the room? He did. He felt it before it happened. The emotional exit always comes before the physical one. But no matter how strong you think you are, heartbreak doesn't hit your chest. It hits your identity. It makes you question your worth, your value, your entire sense of who you are. She walked away. No explanation, no apology, just silence. And maybe a new guy on her Instagram stories 2 days later. And in that moment, his world didn't just fall apart, it imploded. All the plans, all the loyalty, all the late nights, deep talks and promises, they evaporated like smoke. But this is where most men fail. This is where they beg, plead, spiral. He didn't. He stared straight into that emptiness, and he let it burn. Because this isn't a story about getting her back. Nope. This is a story about never needing her again. This is about building a version of yourself that makes her regret ever thinking you were disposable. It's about becoming emotionally detached, not numb, but in control. It's about healing your mind so thoroughly that her name doesn't sting anymore. And it's about elevating your spirit so high that her access is permanently denied. See, Stoicism isn't about pretending you don't feel. It's about refusing to let feelings dictate your reality. And dark psychology? It's about understanding the game they play and making sure you never get played again. Together they make you dangerous, not to others, but to the version of you that settled, that tolerated, that broke. You're not here to chase. You're here to transform. You're not here to win her back. You're here to win you back. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how to do it. If you're done being defined by someone who left, if you're ready to rewrite your story, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below, "I rise from the ruins." Now, let's begin. Number 1, feel the pain, but don't feed it. He didn't eat for 2 days, couldn't sleep, couldn't think, just kept replaying it. Her words, her silence, the exact moment she became a stranger. The mind loops pain like it's trying to solve something that has no solution. But here's what most men don't understand. Feeling pain is human. Feeding it is a decision. Stoicism isn't about pretending you're fine. It's about not letting pain own you. You were never supposed to numb it. You were supposed to observe it without attachment. Let it sting. Let it humble you. But don't give it a seat at the table. She left. That's real. But the moment she walked away, your healing stopped being her responsibility. That pain in your chest, it's not just heartbreak, it's ego death. You thought you were enough. You thought love was enough. But she didn't choose you, and now you get to choose what happens next. Most men try to escape it, drinks, hookups, fake smiles. But escaping only delays the rebuild. The ones who truly heal, they go inward. They sit with the silence. They study the wound. They let the fire burn everything that was weak inside them. There's power in sitting with pain without reacting. It sharpens you. It kills the emotional boy and forces the man to rise. That's how you take control, not by avoiding the hurt, but by learning how to walk through it without being consumed. Don't feed what tried to break you. Use it. Convert it. Become better because of it, not bitter. If you're done making decisions from a place of weakness, if you're ready to take back control, comment below, "I master my emotions, they do not master me." Number 2, she lost you too. You keep thinking you lost something, that you're the one who got left behind, the one missing out. But what if you flip that thought on its head? What if the real loss wasn't yours, but hers? See, when someone walks away from a good man, they don't walk into peace. They walk into consequences. But here's the catch. Those consequences don't come from begging, chasing, or proving your worth. They come from your absence, from your silence, from becoming so untouchable that your memory becomes a weight she can't shake. She didn't just lose a boyfriend. She lost loyalty, protection, presence. The kind of presence that shows up when things get hard. The kind of presence that doesn't lie, cheat, or disappear when it's inconvenient. But right now she doesn't feel that loss, because you're still mentally orbiting her, still checking her posts, still wondering if she misses you. That's emotional slavery, and you don't owe anyone that kind of access anymore. The most powerful shift happens when you realize you were the blessing. You stop seeing yourself as a victim, and you start seeing yourself as the one who was misjudged, misunderstood, undervalued. And now? Now you leave no trace, no reaction, no closure, just growth. Because when a man detaches completely, his silence becomes louder than any words he could ever say. And that silence, it echoes in her mind long after you're gone. She doesn't regret it yet, but she will. Not because you tried to convince her, but because you became undeniable without her. You didn't lose, you escaped. If you're done forgetting your worth, if you're ready to become the one that got away, comment below. She lost a man she'll never replace. Number 3. Her silence is a mirror, not a message. You keep staring at your phone, wondering why she hasn't called, why she hasn't checked in, why it's so easy for her to disappear like none of it meant anything. And in that silence, your mind creates stories. Maybe she's hurting too. Maybe she's just waiting for the right moment. Maybe she still cares. Nope. Stop. That silence you're obsessing over, it's not a message from her, it's a mirror for you. It's not about what she's saying, it's about what you're projecting onto it. Her silence isn't deep, it's empty, it's not coded, it's nothing. But your emotional hunger makes it feel like everything. This is where dark psychology comes into play. Humans hate uncertainty. It makes us spiral. And silence, that's pure uncertainty. So your mind tries to fill it with false hope to soothe the pain. That's emotional addiction. And the cure isn't more noise, it's detachment. Here's what Stoics knew. The meaning we give things is often more damaging than the thing itself. You're hurting not because she's silent, but because you expect something from that silence. You expect care, you expect guilt, you expect humanity. But expectation is the birthplace of disappointment. Let it go. Stop listening for something that will never come. The silence isn't meant to be cracked. It's meant to break you open so you can stop seeking comfort in chaos. Once you stop needing her to say something, you start hearing your own voice again. And that's the one that matters. If you're done creating meaning where there is none, if you're ready to find peace in her silence, comment below. Her silence no longer speaks for me. Number 4. The void is your advantage. There's a space now, a gap where she used to be. Her name doesn't pop up on your phone. Her scent isn't on your clothes. Her laugh doesn't echo in your apartment anymore. And that void, it feels like death at first. But here's the truth. It's not a loss. It's leverage. That emptiness she left behind. That's your blank canvas. That's the clean slate most men never get because they're too busy filling the silence with noise, with rebound distractions, with fake healing. But you sit in it. You use it. The void is the most powerful place a man can be because it forces clarity. There are no illusions left, no comfort, no fantasy, just raw reality and the chance to build something real. That version of you that needed her, that version dies here. And what's born is someone forged in isolation, unshaken, undistracted. You stop reacting to the absence and you start creating from it. This is where Stoic power begins. In discipline, in choosing structure over sorrow. You start waking up early. You start hitting the gym with purpose. You stop scrolling through memories and start building routines that make you dangerous. Because the man who can rebuild from nothing without external validation is a man no one can destroy. The void is not punishment, it's preparation. And soon, the same silence that once haunted you will become your sanctuary. While she's busy forgetting you, you'll be busy becoming unforgettable. If you're done running from the emptiness, if you're ready to rebuild from ground zero, comment below. From the void, I rise. Number 5. Stop bleeding for someone who's not looking. How long are you going to keep hurting out loud for someone who's not even watching? You keep bleeding, hoping she notices. You post subtle quotes. You show up where she might see you. You talk about healing, but secretly, you're still performing for her attention. That's not healing, that's self-destruction in disguise. And here's the cold truth. She's not looking back. She's not checking on your pain. You're screaming into a void, and the only one who hears it is you. There's nothing noble about public suffering. You're not proving anything by showing how broken you are. In fact, it's the opposite. You're giving away your power. Real strength is silent. It doesn't broadcast pain. It absorbs it, processes it, converts it into purpose. The man who truly heals doesn't do it for the audience. He does it in the shadows, where the transformation is quiet and lethal. Stoics knew the power of restraint. You think silence is weakness. Number silence is a weapon. And when you stop bleeding emotionally for someone who doesn't even flinch, that's when you start taking your power back. You don't owe her your pain. You owe yourself your peace. Let her wonder. Let her assume. Your recovery isn't a show. It's a strategy. She doesn't get to see your breakdown. She doesn't get front row seats to your comeback either. That access has been revoked. From this point forward, your pain is sacred. You don't hand it out to those who caused it. If you're done offering your suffering as a signal, if you're ready to guard your healing like it's war, comment below, "I bleed in silence and rise in strength." Number 6, attraction is a game of absence. You think if you just explain yourself, she'll understand. If you show her how much you care, she'll come back. If you stay close, just in case, she'll remember what you had. Nope, that's not how attraction works. It's not about proving your worth. It's about withdrawing your presence. Because what's always available is never valued. And what vanishes without begging for closure, that haunts people. See, attraction isn't built through emotion. It's triggered through mystery, curiosity, distance, and right now, she has none of that. She knows how you feel. She knows you'd still take her back. That's not power. That's predictability. The minute you pull your energy away, not just physically, but emotionally, that's when the dynamic shifts. You become unknown again, and the unknown is magnetic. This is dark psychology 101. People chase what they can't fully read. If she knows you're watching her stories, still hoping, still orbiting her world, she sleeps fine. But when she senses that emotional cord is cut, that's when she scrolls back through your messages. That's when she remembers the version of you she underestimated. And guess what? By the time that happens, it won't even matter to you anymore, because you'll be too far ahead. You don't create attraction through pursuit. You create it through purposeful absence. That's not a game. It's discipline. If you're done being emotionally available to someone who's already gone, if you're ready to become the man she can no longer read, comment below, "My absence speaks louder than words." Number 7, master the art of unreacting. She posts a picture with another guy. She likes one of your friend's photos. She unfollows you, then follows you again. These are traps, emotional landmines designed, whether she knows it or not, to pull a reaction out of you. And most men take the bait. They text, they lash out, they post some passive-aggressive quote, and just like that, she wins. Not because she wants you back, but because she still controls how you move. That's emotional slavery. And it ends now. Unreacting isn't weakness, it's a power move. It means you've trained yourself to feel the impulse and deny it. You don't take the bait. You don't show your cards. You observe, but you do nothing. That silence, that blank face, that unreadable energy, that's what flips the power dynamic. Because the second she can't get a read on you, she starts questioning everything. Does he still care? Why hasn't he responded? Did he really move on? Good. Let the questions torture her for once. Stoicism is the art of emotional self-governance. It means your behavior is dictated by values, not moods. You don't react because you don't need to. You don't chase because you're focused on building, not breaking. The man who can sit still while the storm tries to provoke him. That's the man no one can touch. You're not ice cold. You're just untouchable. and that makes her nervous. If you're done letting her behavior control your emotions, if you're ready to respond only with power, comment below, I don't react, I calculate. Number 8. You are the prize now. Let's be real. During the relationship, you forgot who you were. You made her the prize. You made her the center. You compromised, chased, over-explained, adjusted. And little by little, you traded pieces of your identity just to keep her comfortable. That's not love. That's self-abandonment. And the worst part? She didn't even respect it, because no one values what's desperate to be kept. But now, that version of you is gone, dead. The man who begged is buried. What's rising in his place is a man who knows his worth down to the bone. A man who understands you are the prize. Not because you say it, but because you build it. Because every day you invest in your body, your mind, your mission. And you don't need her or anyone else to validate it. High-value men don't chase. They attract. They don't argue over their worth. They move in silence and let results do the talking. That means no more checking her page, no more reacting to her breadcrumbs, no more holding space for someone who already made their decision. You're the one who sets the tone now. You're the one who gets chosen or walked past. Either way, you stay solid. This isn't about arrogance, it's about alignment. When you operate from purpose, you become rare. And when you're rare, you're not easy to walk away from. She's going to feel that shift, not because you say anything, but because you finally stopped proving and started being. If you're done lowering your value to be seen, if you're ready to live like the prize you are, comment below. I move like the prize because I am. Number 9. Spiritual wins are silent. The loudest growth happens in silence, not in the gym selfies, not in revenge posts, not in staged happiness. True healing, the kind that makes people feel you even when you're gone, happens when no one's watching. And that's where he went. Into the quiet, into the discipline, into the spiritual grind that doesn't need applause. Most men skip this part. They fix the surface, new clothes, new girl, new vibe, but inside, still broken, still needing validation, still living through a lens of, I hope she sees this. That's not evolution, that's performance. But when you step into real spiritual growth, you stop living for their reaction, you stop moving out of bitterness, and you start building from purpose. The Stoics believed your inner world is your only real kingdom. When that's mastered, no betrayal, no rejection, no loss can shake you. You stop reacting to women who left, and you start attracting energy that aligns with the man you're becoming. Not because you chased it, but because you earned it. The moment you no longer need to be seen is the moment you become unforgettable, because while she's still measuring value through attention, you're building something she'll never have access to again. Peace, presence, power. If you're done pretending you're healed and ready to actually evolve, comment below. My silence builds a man no one sees coming. Number 10. She will regret, but you won't care. One day, she's going to think about you. Not in passing, deeply, not with pity, but with regret. It'll hit her when she sees a photo, when she hears a song, when another guy falls short. She'll remember the way you loved her, how solid you were, how you never faked your loyalty. And in that moment, she'll realize she had something rare, and she let it go like it was nothing. But here's the twist. You won't care, you won't flinch, because the version of you who would have begged to be taken back, he's gone, buried beneath the discipline, the silence, the growth, and the cold fire you used to rebuild yourself. By the time her regret arrives, you'll be too far gone. Not bitter, not resentful, just unreachable. That's the Stoic flex. Not revenge, not gloating, just detachment, just peace. You didn't need to make her regret it. You just needed to become someone she can't reach anymore. Because when a man truly heals, he doesn't go back to prove a point. He moves forward so far, the past becomes irrelevant. Let her regret. Let her wonder. Let her scroll through your name with a lump in her throat. You won't be there. You won't be looking back. You'll be too focused on the life you built without her. That's the real victory, and that's the end of her story in your book. If you're done waiting for regret and ready to rise above it, comment below. Her regret is none of my concern. This wasn't just about a breakup, it was about awakening, about facing the version of you that was too soft, too available, too dependent, and leaving him behind. What started as heartbreak became a blueprint for power. Emotional detachment didn't make you cold, it made you clear. Mental healing didn't make you numb, it made you sharp. And spiritual discipline didn't make you distant, it made you untouchable. She thought she broke you, but she built you. Without knowing it, she handed you the pain that would shape your next level. And now, you don't need closure. You don't need revenge. You don't even need to be remembered. Because this journey was never about her. It was about you, finally meeting yourself. So keep your silence, keep your standards, keep building in the dark. Because the most dangerous man isn't the loudest. He's the one you didn't see coming. If this spoke to you, if you're ready to stay detached, stay disciplined, and stay deadly, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and drop a final comment below. I don't chase closure, I create peace. This is Stoic Blessing. I'll see you in the next one.